students. So this is your Pallavi ma'am. I hope everyone is doing well. So in the previous class we discussed regarding the solution, where I have started the first class with the solution chapter. Okay, so in that part we have completed the basic thing or the introduction part I discussed, and the type of a solution I discussed, and I just moved to the concentration terms. Okay, so let us revise a little bit those part and then I will move to the next part. Okay, so it is like, as I told, solution consists of the solvent and the solute over here. Okay, where the chapter is about the binary solution. A binary solution is nothing but what, which consists of two components. Okay, so that's all we discussed. And when it comes to a type of a solution, it is not compulsory that always the solvent need to be a liquid. It can be gas, it can be solid, it can be a liquid part. So based on that concept, where a solution can be classified into solid solution, liquid solution and the gaseous. So I think we discussed this part. I hope you people remember, and I told that some questions will definitely appear from this part. Okay, please do concentrate on that one. And then I move to the concentration terms. Under concentration terms, we discussed only the molarity. As I told, concentration is nothing but the amount of a solute present in a given a definite quantity or the definite amount of a solvent. Okay, that is what we are going to call it as the concentration. Okay, where to express the concentration of a solution, especially in chemistry, we will going to use some of the terms. Okay, so these all things I have told. I hope it is clear. Okay, and I gave one problem to do that you can check in the description box given below. Okay, so why to wait, let us move to the next part of the chapter, that is, as I told, and another important part of a concentration term called molarity. Okay, let us move to the molarity. So what is the difference between the molarity and the molality, we can learn over here. Okay, so see here, is molarity. Don't think that there is a one letter difference. In molarity it is R, in molarity it is L. Okay, so it is not like that. So you have to concentrate. The same thing here is, it is also, and it is represented by M, small m. Okay, so molarity is nothing but the number of moles of the solute. Okay, the definite number of moles of the solute is dissolved in a 1 kg of the solvent. Here, the solvent that we have selected into which we are dissolving the solute is measured in a kg, not in the volume. Okay, that is the main difference over here. Okay, so molarity is nothing but number of moles of the solute is dissolved in a 1 kg of the solvent. Okay, or we could call 1000 gram. Okay, so can I write over here, it is represented by M. So here I am going to write M is equal to number of moles of the solute, number of moles of the solute dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent, 1 kg of the solvent. Okay, so we could say here 1000 gram of the solvent. So this is a standard value. Okay, so it is like number of moles of the solute can be represented as N. Okay, solute here, for example, just to differentiate the solute and the solvent, we can use some of the letter. You can use as A and B, no problem, or else you can use 1 and 2. So always I consider A as a solvent, B as a solute, or if I take a 1 as a solvent, 2 as a solute. So here number of moles of the solute is like NB. Okay, since B I have taken as a solute. Okay, and the definite quantity or the mass of the solvent, that is 1 kg. So 1 kg is nothing but a weight over here. So what I am going to write? I am going to write W over here. Can I write WA over here? Definitely we can write. Okay, because it is exact weight of the solvent that we are taking. So M is equal to, M is nothing but molality. Okay, so number of moles of the solute dissolved in a 1 kg of the solvent. So this even I can write here. So can you guess what might be the unit over here? So number of moles, we are going to call it as a mole. Okay, and the weight of the solvent is taken in a kg. So the unit of the molarity here, mole per kg. So it is called mole per kg. So students, in between I will try to communicate even in Kannada. hope so. It might be helpful for some more students for that reason. Okay, so molality is equal to mole per kg is the SI unit. Okay, now so if I want to see the expression, okay, how we can calculate the molality. If for example in a laboratory, if I want to prepare a 1 molar solution, see here, I want to prepare 1 molar, let us take KCl. Okay, I want to prepare potassium chloride solution of a 1 molar. Okay, it's a standard. Okay, so now what I could see, M is equal to molality is equal to 1 mole. So number of moles of the solute of a KCl, what happens? It is a standard. 1 molar means it's a standard solution. 1 mole of any substance is equal to its molar weight, we could say, or a molecular weight, we could say. Okay, so while preparing the 1 molar KCl solution, I am going to take 1 mole of any substance and it's a standard weight anta helidana. So the molecular weight of the potassium chloride is around 74.5 grams. So 74.5 gram KCl na nanu weigh ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ 1 kg ಅಥವಾ 1000 gram of a water ಅಲ್ಲಿ dissolve ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, so both are taken in a weight itself. Clear? Okay, this is how I could prepare the molar solution. This is how I could prepare the molar solution. So what happens, compared to the molarity and the molality, molar solution are more stable, I could say more accurate than molar solution, as because we could say weight will never vary according to the temperature, where when we take a volume of the substance, it may undergo expansion or contraction. Okay, I hope you got to know what you mean by molality over here. Okay, so now even you learned the representation of a molality as small m is equal to NB by WA. Agree? Now we need to see the expression for the molality, how we can express the molality and how we can find out the molality over here. So as I told in the previous class, so like every time they are not going to give the number of moles directly. Okay, so aವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವು number of moles ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಆದರೆ weight of the substance ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆ weight of the substance ತಗೊಂಡು ನೀವು number of moles ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೊಲಾಲಿಟಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ಮೊಲಾಲಿಟಿ is equal to, in the previous class I told you number of moles of the solute ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ತಗೋತೀವಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಖಂಡಿತ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ n is equal to the mass of the solute. Don't get confused. ನಿಮಗೆ like if you want to write m over here because of the confusion, m. Okay, so let us take a weight of the solute, okay, divided by molar mass of the solute. Weight of the solute divided by molar mass of the solute. Okay, it is quite common. B, I am repeating, B I will consider here as a solute. Okay, so now NB is equal to WB by MB. Okay, now can I substitute over here? Molality is equal to, in place of a NB I am going to put WB divided by MB. Okay, where we have a WA over here, and every time if you want to prepare a solution in the laboratory, we will not prepare for we will not supposed to take as a 1 kg. If I want, I can prepare for the 500 gram as well. Okay, so for that reason the standard one is 1 kg. So I can select any weight of the solvent, so that it is WA, the specified weight, divided by the standard 1000. So can I write over here, I am going to write here m is equal to, m is means what? It's a molality. So WB divided by MB, okay, into, when the 1000 move to the numerator, write 1000 over here and WA over here. So this is the expression for the molality. This is how you need to find out the molality of the solution. Okay, quite simple one. So as I told, the unit for the molality is, yes, number of moles of the solute is expressed in a molal, okay, or mole, and in case of a weight is taken as a kg. So best unit is mole per kg. Okay, yes, this is what you have to concentrate. And here, please do note down, even in the last we discussed about the molarity, they are also going to get the expression. Only changes here, WA instead of WA, we will going to write what? We will going to write a V over there. We will going to consider a volume over there. Quite simple, okay? Now, what is the practical part? Means, how I can prepare 1 molar of any substance solution. Okay, Andra, if for example, I need to prepare 1 molar potassium chloride solution in the laboratory. Okay, so 1 molar, repeating, it is 1, not molar, it is 1 molar potassium chloride solution I need to prepare. Okay, so 1 molar is the standard. Okay, where the 1 molar represent 1 mole of a potassium chloride. Repeating, 1 molar anta helidre 1 mole of a potassium chloride is taken, weighed, okay, and that is dissolved in a 1 kg of the water. So that gives the standard 1 molar solution. Okay, now what is this 1 mole of a potassium chloride? So this we have studied in the first, some basic concept of chemistry, the concept of mole. Okay, 1 mole of any substance is nothing but Avogadro number of particles. Andre 1 mole of ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ Avogadro number of particles ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so 1 mole is nothing but exact its molecular weight ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ potassium chloride ಇಂದು molecular weight ಏನು ತಗೋತೀವಲ್ಲ, that is nothing but a 1 mole of the substance. So similarly, for example, 1 mole of a sodium hydroxide ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ molecular weight, that is 40 gram of a sodium hydroxide is equal to 1 mole. So quite simple. Okay, so how we are going to find the molecular weight? The sum of the atomic weight. Okay, so here the molecular weight of the potassium chloride is around, I am going to write here, 74.55 we are going to get. Okay, so 74.55 gram of potassium chloride is weighed. Okay, and that is dissolved in 1 kg of the substance or 1 mole of the substance. Okay, here I have taken a weight. If you divide, you are not going to get. So 1 mole of a potassium chloride and when you substitute all the values, you are going to get a 1 mole or 1 molar of a potassium chloride solution. Okay, this is a practical part how we will going to do. Now, in the laboratory, whether we prefer to prepare the molality solution or we prefer to prepare a molarity solution. Yeah, so quite simple, the answer is we will going to prefer the molar solution, not the molar solution. It's because molarity, as I told, the volume of the solution we will going to consider, not the weight of the substance. Okay, not the weight of the solvent. So when I take a volume of the solution, the volume of any substance, okay, will increase or decrease with a change in temperature. Okay, but when I consider weight of the substance, it remains same. Okay, though also if you change the temperature, as the temperature changes, it remains same or constant. For that reason, in most of the case, in all the laboratory, we try to prefer the solution to be prepared in a molar or molality. Okay, I hope this much is clear. So the difference you have to concentrate. So the difference between the molarity, molality we will going to discuss now. Okay, and the relation between the molarity and the molality and the relation. So yes, my dear students, see here we'll just concentrate on the competitive exam part. Okay, the relationship between the molarity, molality and the density. Okay, if you know the relationship between these three, when the question been asked in your exam like NEET and the CET, you can answer it in a quick way. So for that reason, see, we know the molarity formula, that is WB into 1000 divided by MB into V. B is nothing but a solute here. Okay, similarly molality is nothing but what? WB into 1000 MB into WA. Okay, when I compare these two, I am getting 3 terms common, that is WB into 1000 by MB, WB into 1000 by MB. Okay, so now I can divide in 2 ways. I can take molarity, like molarity divided by molarity I can do, or else I can take these three terms as a common so that I can equate the remaining terms. So can I take here like into 1000 is nothing but MV. Agree? So WB into 1000, MB is nothing but M into V. Similarly, can I take over here M into V and yes, exactly correct. So now can I take here WB by MB into 1000. These three terms I have taken one side. So remaining things, what happens? We are going to get M into W. So this is how when a WB 1000 MB is taken, so I can equate MB is equal to M into WA. M is molarity, V is volume, this M means molarity, this W is weight of the solution, sorry, solvent. Okay, now can I write here as M is equal to, this is molarity, keep the molarity over here, or let us take this M here, keep the molarity over here, transfer the volume term, so M into WA divided by V. Okay, so this is the relationship between what? The molarity and the molarity. Molarity is equal to molarity into WA by V. WA is weight of a solvent, V is volume of the solution. Okay, now there is a third term called density. So how exactly density is related here? So we know the formula of density, that is density is equal to mass by volume or weight by volume. So do we have the term here? Yes, we have weight by volume over here, or the mass by volume over here. This is molarity. Okay, so can I write here molarity is equal to molarity into density. I can write, right? So this is how the molarity and the molarity related, the molarity and the density are related. Okay, you can transfer the terms like this. You can keep the molarity over here. Then what happens? M is equal to capital M divided by D. That is molarity is equal to molarity by density. Okay, so if you know this relation, okay, it becomes very easy to solve the problems or the numericals based on this concept. I think it is clear now, so that I can move to the next part of the concentration terms. So these all parts are important till now. So let us move to the mole fraction. Okay, and before that we considered as a molarity here. So there are other terms also appears like normality, okay, formality, like that. Okay, let us have a small discussion over that one, then we'll move to the remaining part. Okay. So dear students, there are other two concentration terms that we need to concentrate. Okay, that is normality and the formality. Normality is represented by capital N and the formality F. So now, see, always in the laboratory we are not supposed to prepare a molarity solution. Okay, when we want to prepare the molarity solution, we will going to consider the molecular weight of the substance. Okay, so with the normality solution, we will not going to consider the molecular weight. Instead, we will going to consider number of gram equivalent weight of the solute. A particular solute indu equivalent weight consider ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, and that is measured in a gram and is taken and dissolved in a definite volume of the solution. Okay, now the question comes, what do you mean by this gram equivalent weight? Okay, always it is not that molecular weight and the equivalent weight are equal. They are different based on the substance that we are using. For the acid, the method of finding the equivalent weight is different. For the base, it is different. For some of the, some of the oxidizing agent or the reducing agent, it depends. Okay, so for that, for all these terms we are going to discuss in another video. Right now I am just giving the explanation, that is normality is equal to number of gram equivalent weight of the solute divided by volume of the solution. Okay, So we could say the SI unit for the normality I can write over here as gram equivalent, okay, divided by liter. So gram equivalent divided by liter is the SI unit. Now what do you mean by formality? Okay, see, number of formula mass of the solute. So one point I want to clear here is formality and the molarity almost one and the same here. Okay, formality and the molarity almost one and the same, where the formula mass, if we consider here, there we took number of moles of the solute, right? Is nothing but its molar mass we have considered. Here number of formula masses of the solute. For example, if I take a sodium hydroxide, I am going to consider its formula to find out the sum of the atomic mass will give the formula mass. The sum of the atomic mass will give molar mass as well, right? So number of formula mass of the solute divided by volume of the solution. Same method, okay? The only change is that this formality method is applied for some of the ionic compounds. For example, potassium chloride, okay, sodium hydroxide, sodium chloride, where the discrete molecules will not appear. So what do you mean by discrete molecule? When I say a discrete molecule, where the bond between them is very weak bond, or the bond between them we could say a covalent bond, okay. So the bond or the force that exists between them will be a van der Waals force of attraction, which will be having the low melting and the boiling point, okay. So where there is no discrete molecules are present, in such case, especially for the ionic compounds, to prepare the ionic compound solution, we will going to use the formality instead of the molarity, okay. I hope it is clear, the normality and the formality. For more information regarding the gram equivalent weight of the solute, definitely I am going to mention in the description box. You can observe over there. Okay. So to find out the gram equivalent weight of any solute, the formula that we are going to use is, for example, the equivalent weight represented by E is equal to M. M is nothing but the molar mass of a given compound or the substance divided by N factor. Okay, this plays a very important role. N factor means, for example, if I take this N factor is different for the different type of a compounds. If I take a H2SO4, the N factor for the H2SO4 is 2. How we can say 2? Here, when I add this one to the water, okay, so its basicity is 2, means when it will undergo ionization, I am going to get a 2H plus ion. So in order to neutralize this 2H plus ion, how much the OH minus ion I want? It is 2OH minus. So the basicity of this acid is 2, means the N factor for the sulfuric acid is 2. Okay. Similarly, there is no place over here. Similarly, if I consider a sodium hydroxide, which is an base, okay, the N factor for this base is what? It is 1. Okay. Why 1? So there is a presence of only one OH minus ion, okay. So its acidity means we need only one H plus ion to react this with this OH minus ion. So the acidity for the sodium hydroxide is 1, that is the N factor is 1. The basicity for the sulfuric acid is 2. Okay. So in some cases, equivalent weight is almost equal to the molecular weight or the molar mass. Okay. In some cases, it is not. Okay. When it comes to the oxidizing and the reducing agent, we are going to consider the number of electrons gained or lost. Okay. So this is a little bit information regarding the equivalent weight. Okay. So for more information, you can check the description box. So let us move to the next concentration terms. Okay. So that we can cover it very quickly. And I hope you are getting whatever the things I am explaining here. Okay. So the next concentration term is mole fraction. Okay. That is represented by factor X. Okay. So I'll give a brief how to understand what you mean by mole fraction. See, I have a solution, means I have a container. In that one I have put a sodium chloride in a water. Okay, definite quantity of water. Along with the sodium chloride, I am going to put potassium chloride. Okay, so see, I have in a solution sodium chloride as well as a potassium chloride. Okay, I have weighed it. I have weighed a definite quantity of sodium chloride and the definite quantity of a potassium chloride, and I have dissolved that in a 1 liter of the solvent. Clear? Now, I want to know in the overall solution how much or how many number of moles of the potassium chloride is contributing. Okay, in a total solution, what is the contribution of, or what is the number of moles of contribution of potassium chloride? Similarly, what is the number of moles of the contribution of a sodium chloride? Okay, that is what we are going to call it as a mole fraction. Okay, mole and fraction. The fraction of the solute particles that are present in a overall solution is nothing but a mole fraction. Okay, so that we can represent very easily. See here, for example, see here. So mole fraction is represented by X. Okay, so as I told, number of moles of a solute present in overall solution means Na plus Nb. I could write, this is a standard way of writing. See, A and B are the two components I have taken. Okay, I have mixed that is present in a solution. Now, I want to find out the mole fraction of a B. How much the B is contributing to the overall solution. So, mole fraction of B is equal to number of moles of the solute B divided by the total number of moles of the solution. Okay, this is how you need to find out. Similarly, when I take XA over here, okay, if I want to find out the mole fraction of a component, I am going to take the number of component of a divided by Na plus Nb. It is simply a number, it don't have any unit over here. Okay, and even the mole fraction will not change with the temperature, it remains constant. Clear? Okay, any doubt? So this is about the mole fraction we have discussed. So let us move to the another three concentration terms so that we can cover and we can move to the actual part of the solution chapter. Okay, so where we have discussed, what is left is the volume percentage, the mass percentage, or the one more is weight by volume percentage. Okay, so we will going to discuss now regarding that. So yes students, so I have taken a one numerical based on the molality concept. Okay, so here what they have given, it's a NCERT based. Okay, where the 2.5 gram of a ethanoic acid is dissolved in a 75 gram of a benzene. Okay, then calculate the molality of the solution they are telling. Okay, so quite simple. 2.5 gram of a ethanoic acid is taken and that is dissolved in a 75 gram of a benzene. Here the ethanoic acid is a solute that is taken and is dissolved in a 75 gram of a benzene. So what is the molality of the solution they are asking? Quite a simple one. Okay, so here ethanoic acid is nothing but what? It's a acetic acid. So we will try to do that one. So in a simple way, so there are two methods through which we can calculate. One is always write down whatever the given points. Okay, then it will become very easy to solve the problem. So here, so we know that direct molality you need to find out. Fine. So you know the formula of molality, that is molality is equal to weight of the solute into 1000 divided by molar mass of the solute into weight of the solvent. This is the standard formula. Okay. Now, what is the weight of the solute? 2.5 gram of ethanoic acid they are giving. So the weight of the solute is 2.5 gram. Okay. Now, what is the molar mass of the solute? So molar mass of the solute means Mb. That is the solute they have taken here is ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is nothing but acetic acid. Okay. So the formula of acetic acid is CH3COOH. So how are we going to find out the molar mass, students? It is by combining the atomic mass of all the elements that are present. So 2 carbons are there. Carbon 2 means 12 into 2 24, okay, plus 2 oxygen, so 16 into 2 32, and 4 hydrogen, here 4. So totally how much it becomes? So 4 6 10, okay, it is 60, okay, gram per mole. So now what else they have given? We need WA, the weight of the solvent. Benzene is taken as a solvent here. So what is the weight of the solvent? It is 75 gram. So when you got all the values, directly you can substitute in the formula. So WB is 2.5, 1000 over here, okay, MB is 60, and the weight of the solvent is 75 gram. So when you try to solve, for example, 75 and the like 70, sorry, it is 75, no, yeah, 30 is 75, and 2.5 like 70 means 30 we are going to get, okay. So cancel the zeros, okay. When I like 10 divided by 6 3 is 18, if I do, I am going to get a answer around 0.555, okay. So 0.555 molarity we are finding. So the unit is mole per kg, okay, mole per kg, or 0.555 m, small m, or molar we could say, okay. This is how you need to do. This is a one method. There is another method that, so by using these two values, initially you can find out the number of moles, and we know the formula, m is equal to molarity is equal to NB divided by WA. So when you found out the number of moles of the solid, you can directly substitute and you can find out. Both are one and the same. You can do however you want. So the answer here is 0.555 mole. Okay, molar solution. So this is how you need to do. Very simple problem. Let us take one more molarity numerical. So it becomes very easy to understand. Okay. Yes, dear students. So see here, there's another problem based on a molality. Okay, where what is the molality of the ammonia in a solution containing 0.85 gram of ammonia in 100 cm cube of a liquid of density 0.85 gram per cm cube. Okay, so here what they have done, they have taken ammonia, okay, that is dissolved in a liquid of 100 cm cube, where its density of the liquid is given, okay. So where you need to find out the molality. So let us write what all the points are given, okay. Obviously they have asked you need to find out the molality of ammonia. So let us write down the given point, and we know the formula. Again, molality means what? Again, m is equal to WB into 1000, okay, divided by MB into WA. So if you go on writing the formula every time, it will be like it remains in your mind for the longer. Yes, so now molality is equal to WB into 1000 divided by MB into W. Let us write the given points. So according to the problem given, WB, weight of the solute here is ammonia. So how much? 0.85 gram. Okay. Now, what about the molar mass of the solute? MB. The solute here is ammonia, means how much? So ammonia, nitrogen is with a 14 atomic mass, and here hydrogen 3, 14 plus 3 is like 70. Okay. So 17 gram per mole. Now, so next what the terms? WA. That is weight of the solvent. See, have they given the weight of the solvent directly here? No. See, they have told 100 cm cube of a liquid. Okay, 100 cm cube. Cm cube means what? ml. 100 ml of a liquid is given. Okay, they have not given the weight. So there is a difference between the volume and the weight, dear students. So you need to find out the weight of the liquid by using this volume and the density. So we know how they are related. We know that density is equal to weight by volume. If you need to find out the weight, so multiply density with the volume. So what is the density over here, students? It is 0.85. What is the volume here? It is 100. So when I multiply, I am going to get So how much? 85. Quite simple, okay? The weight of the solvent is 85. Now, I got all the terms. Let us substitute those terms here. What is WB? It is 0.85 into 1000, okay, divided by what is MB? Molar mass of, that is 17, okay, into what is the weight of the solvent? Now only we have calculated, that is 85. Okay, so when I substitute, when I try to solve this one, so there is a very easy way where you are going to get around 0.599. So here, like this also you can write, so 85. If you are very poor in like a calculation, so you can convert here in a scientific notation. I can write 85 into 10 to the power of 3 into 10 to the power of minus 2, since I have transferred the points over here. 17 into 85. So 85 will get cancelled. 10 to the power of 3 into 10 to the power of minus 2 means it becomes 10 divided by. So dear students, make the calculation as much as possible easy, because in your competitive exam you are not going to use any calci, right? Okay. So for that, so I have done these changes where you are going to get around 10 divided by 17. When I try to divide and simplify, I am going to get around 0.588 something, okay, that is mole per kg. Okay, so this is an easy way of calculating. Okay, so this is about the problems based on the molarity. Let us do one problem or a numerical based on the mole fraction. Okay, so let us do that one. Yes, my dear students, there is another problem I have taken on the mole fraction concept. Okay, so what is the question here is, a sugar syrup of a weight 214.2 gram contains 34.2 gram of a sugar. Okay, that is the sucrose or the sugar that we are going to use. With the formula they have given C12H22O11. So calculate the mole fraction of a sugar in the solution. Okay, so in a given sugar solution you need to find out what is the fraction of a sugar that is present. Okay, so what is the formula we are going to use here? Quite simple. So you know the formula. So since you are finding the mole fraction of a solute sugar, so I have taken a B here. So formula is what? NB divided by Na plus Nb. Very easy. If you find out the number of solute particles, that is sugar particles, number of moles of the sugar and number of moles of the solvent, when you substitute you will going to get the mole fraction of a sugar. So B here is a solute, that is sugar I have taken. A is nothing but a solvent. Here the solvent is water, solute is sugar. So now see, NB we need to calculate it. Okay, what do you mean by NB? Number of moles means what? WB by molar mass of a solute. What is the solute here? Sugar. So what is the weight of the solute they have given? 34.2 gram, right? So 34.2 gram of a sugar is present in a 214.2 gram of a solution. Okay, divided by what is the molar mass of the solute? That is C12H22O11. When you calculate, please do students, when you calculate you will going to get 342 gram. Okay, so its value becomes 0.1. Right? Okay, so number of moles of Nb you got. Similarly, find out number of moles of Ne. So that is what? Wa divided by Ma. Weight of the solvent, keep like write this A in a small, okay, so that you can understand weight of the solvent and molar mass of the solvent. Solvent here they have taken water. Okay, what is the weight of the solvent? See, they have given a sugar syrup of weight. The total weight of the sugar syrup is this much. In that one, how much of sugar is present? 34.2. If I minus 34.2 in a total weight of the solution, I will going to get a exact weight of the solvent that is present. Okay, so when I subtract these two, I am going to get a value around 214.2 minus 34.2 means I am going to get around for example 180 something it will going to come. Okay, so divided by What is the molar mass of the solvent? Solvent here is water. I have taken formula is H2O. The molar mass of the H2O is 18. So 18 over here. So 18 ones are 18 tens are. So what is the Na value? It is 10 and here it is 0.1. So now substitute directly. So Xb is equal to, what is Nb value? You got 0.1. What is Na value? 10. Okay. What is Nb value again? 0.1. So 0.1 divided by 10. Yes, dear students, 0.1 divided by 10.1, we are going to get around 0.0099 something. Okay. So what? The mole fraction we are finding. So it is simply a number. You can write in a scientific notation by shifting the point. So let us take 99 into 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 to the power of minus 4 also you can write. Okay. So this much of fraction of a sugar is present in a given solution. Okay. So this is about the mole fraction and the molality based concept and the numericals. So students, I'll give some problems to solve based on the mass percentage and the volume percentage. Very a simple problem that you can solve. So in my next class we are going to discuss regarding the next part of the chapter, which is very important. Okay, fine, thank you. Students, there is one problem that's been given to you. Try to solve where you need to calculate the molality and the mole fraction of a potassium iodide. If the density of 20% solution, 20% is weight by weight of aqueous solution of a potassium iodide, the 1.202 gram per ml. So the density is given here, okay, and the percentage of the potassium iodide solution is given. Weight by weight means 20 gram of potassium iodide is dissolved in a 100 gram of a water. Okay, so by using that one you need to find out the molality and the mole fraction. Okay, try to solve so we can discuss the answer in